Hello guys, this is Rock, also known as Starbaiter, and look what I have here, it's a Marblehead. Well, this thing just got released on the NA Premium Store, so I thought why not make a video about it. This is one of my better games, but these games are not very uncommon as you will see. I got quite a few of these on my YouTube account, so you might want to check them out as well. But anyway, the Marblehead is basically an Omaha a-hole blended with the B-hole. So you got the guns of the B-hole, but you have the ridiculous rudder shit time of the A-hole, and you pretty much don't have any AA. By the way, I just alt-tabbed in this match, so that's why I'm not reacting to anything. And when I tab back in, things are gonna get quite hairy. Basically, I have a Phoenix and a Cleveland in my face. And yeah, but let's talk about the Marblehead while I salvage this situation. The Marblehead is pretty much as I said, Omaha B-hole. You got 8 guns. You have quite a lot of HP for an Omaha, 29,000, pretty respectable for a T5. You got the guns of the Omaha, pretty much guns everywhere. You got 8 guns per broadside, and they're pretty accurate. But the Marblehead has a weakness, and it's a very important weakness that you have to live with, and that is the rudder shift time. This thing has a rudder shift time of 10 seconds. 10 seconds stock. And let me tell you, it really hurts, because the Omaha is a ship that relies on movement. It doesn't have much armor. Well, it does have more armor than the Phoenix. But then again, it doesn't have much armor. Its citadel is big. It's a big ship, so you will have trouble evading torps as well. So basically, this is a pretty big weakness that you have to live with. But otherwise, this ship is a solid moneymaker, and I just can't recommend it enough. We'll get to the comparison with the Murmansk, but let's talk about the game now. I just got rid of that Cleveland. The Clevelands are a joy to kill in this thing. I don't know why, but they take ridiculous damage from your HE, and you have so many guns and so high rate of fire that actually, if they don't catch broadsides on you, or if they are at range and can't hit properly with their HE, the Clevelands are a joy to kill. And I got this Phoenix inside the smoke, and I immediately switched to AP when I see a Phoenix, because they take ridiculous damage from AP. They have even less armor than the Omaha, which is pretty much nothing. And as you can see, he's angled, and I got a 5k shot on him, and he's barely angled here, and I get a 10,000 damage salvo. Now I got a very angry Minakaze. He's even shooting guns at me, but he chooses to disengage and disappear. Well, we'll see. I will get to the captain. So yeah, the Marblehead, the rudder shift time is something you have to live with. So you have to be very conscious about where you are and who you are presenting your sides to. So I think it takes a bit of more of a situational awareness than the Omaha. It's not very forgiving. But as I said, the best thing about this thing are the guns. So you have a better damage potential than the Murmansk, for example, or a Omaha Seahole. And I see a Kamikaze here, which is very bad news. So I got a Minakaze plus a Kamikaze engaging me right now, and these are just bad news. But you know what? The Marblehead is amazing at killing destroyers. And you will see that. One of the things I like about this ship is at its bow or aft, you still have 6 guns. So even if you're completely angled, you got 6 guns to work with, which is amazing. This Minakaze is charging me for some reason. Looks like he wants to do a point blank torpedo drop. So I evade to the right, and I just launch my torps just in case if that Kamikaze shows up around the corner. And I'm just making a turn now, since I see those torps coming in. And I really want to kill this guy. I just don't want to engage two Minakazes at the same time. It's just not a good idea. And now the other Minakaze starts shooting me, which is also bad news. But this guy is almost dead, so I'm just trying my hardest to kill him. But he's doing some weird moves. This guy really has the juice, I have to say. He's playing with the throttle as well while turning. So he's constantly throttling up and down and just throwing off my aim. He's just doing a great job, but he's on fire and, well, he's on fire with very low HP and he's just gonna die there. But now I have this kamikaze and it's still bad news for me. And it disappears. Well, he just wants to disengage. We'll see if he has Concealment Expert, because if he has Concealment Expert, he will disappear at 5.4. Looks like he doesn't. But anyway, I get behind this rock, and I immediately slow down, anticipating torpedoes. So I'm just gonna make a long turn here, while capturing the base. As I said, this thing is not the best torpedo evader, so you have to be really proactive about who's gonna the possibilities of torps, actually. So you have to anticipate them and just outsmart your opponents before they launch their torps, pretty much. I'm running a Demolition Expert. I have Demolition Expert on my captain. And I can't recommend it enough. You will cause so many fires with Demolition Expert. You have 8 rapid firing guns per side. And that is per side. So you'll be shooting a lot, you'll be landing a lot of shots, so why not take Demolition Expert? It just gives you more damage. I don't even think there is any competition. You can think about Survivalty Expert, but really you don't need it much. And I see this Omaha. He's engaging our destroyers and battleships. You know, there's a pattern in this match, and that is everybody's ignoring me because I got these big battleships just so close to the enemies that they just can't see me, pretty much. They're all very busy shooting them. And that lets me do a lot of damage. And I got a lucky detonation there. I'll take it. It sucks for the victim, but sometimes it's very useful, especially if your team is losing. Like right now, our team basically got decimated on the other side. We are all that's left. Me, a battleship, a destroyer, and a carrier. But this Minakaze is just not playing it right, and he just dies trying to kill that battleship, and he fails to get the battleship as well. And I'm still anticipating that kamikaze to shoot torpedoes at me, since he was around there. I'm looking for him basically, but he just disappeared. He's nowhere to be found. Oh, there's something on the map. And yeah, I noticed it, but I couldn't see what it was. Yep, that's the kamikaze. So that's my flank safe right now. But I got this Congo charging down the middle. And it's pretty bad news for me, but he's shooting HE, so that's not too bad. I can tank HE. Unless he sets me on fire. But anyway, let's talk about Murmansk versus Marblehead. I got the bolts. After I heard that they're gonna nerf the Marblehead, well, when they're gonna nerf the AFT skill, Advanced Fire Training, so that it won't affect the 150mm guns anymore, I bought the Murmansk as well, you know, just to have a solid credit maker still. And to be honest, I still like the Marblehead more after playing with the Murmansk. Yes, the Murmansk is insanely good for its tier. I mean, it has great guns, it has amazing maneuverability, it has good AA. Um, it has barely, well, borderline usable torps in. Wow, that shot from the Nuremberg triple fires, it's just crazy. So lucky. But anyway, um, and as I said, overall the Murmansk is a more capable ship than the Marblehead. But there's a pattern that I noticed that makes me want to play with the Marblehead more, and in overall I do better with the Marblehead. And that pattern is, it feels like the Marblehead gets down tiered a lot more than the Murmansk. I don't know why, I don't know how the matchmaker works, but this is how I feel. Whenever I take the Marblehead, I'm in a match with tier 4s, 5s, well, maximum 6s, right? Sometimes even with tier 3, 4, 5s. That's your usual Marblehead game. So you're shooting at Wyomings, you're shooting at Tenryus, you're shooting at other Omahas. I mean, things are dandy and alright, and at those tiers, the Marblehead is just insanely OP, especially if you have a good captain. But whenever I take my Murmansk, I get up tiered a lot. So I'm fighting against Clevelands, I'm fighting against Fusos, I'm fighting against Miyokos, I'm fighting against Pensacola's. It just doesn't work alright. And at those against those ships, the Omaha hull really struggles because you don't have the armor to tank AP shells, and you you don't have the range or the gun velocity to duke it out with the other cruisers at range, and you don't have the torps to, um, you know, brawl like the York or the Miyoko does. So you're just a food for the higher tiers, and I just don't like that feeling. So I keep finding myself playing with the Marblehead more. It's just how it feels. I don't know how the matchmaker works, but I am suspecting that because the Marblehead is pretty much a stock Omaha hull, the matchmaker treats it as a quasi tier 4.5 ship, while the Murmansk is an Omaha Sea hull, so it's treated like a maybe like a tier 5.5 ship. I don't know, but that's my experience, and that that's why I prefer the Marblehead. And there's another issue, and that is the Marblehead seems to have more accurate guns than the Murmansk. Um, I don't know, but it feels like I get a lot less dispersion with the Marblehead, and I get land more shots on enemy ships. Whereas with the Murmansk, I get sometimes, well, mostly I get some crazy dispersion, and I struggle to um, land shells even though I aimed perfectly. It's just crazy. But anyway, in this match, I got already 6 kills, 136 shells landed, 13 fires. I decimated their destroyers. I pretty much destroyed every destroyer I had. We killed the Omaha, we killed the Cleveland, um, but it's just not enough. We only have a battleship left and me left, and I have a pretty healthy New Mexico. But I'm using this island as cover, and I'm using only my forward guns. As you can see, you can still shoot 6 shells with your bow pointed at the enemy. It's pretty good. And I'm trying to trying to light them on fire with my HE shells, pretty much, while keeping myself hidden. And it's working. He's not firing at me for some reason, but even if he does, I doubt he can shoot over the island at that range with the battleship guns. So things are working really alright. And I got a bit arrogant in the chat, but they kind of made me do it. So the New Mexico, he's repairing right now, and of course, I get a lot of fires while he's repairing. That always happens to me. There we go, another fire. He doesn't have repair now, so he's gonna burn. And then a wild Nuremberg appears, and he's pretty much one shot, but he's making himself hard to get. And I'm preparing for a torpedo shot here, actually. But that New Mexico's turning in. And I really doubt that I can duke it out with him at close range. I just don't have the HP for it. There it comes, I launch my torpedoes. But the carriers are also working on him, so we'll see what happens. But, oh, we didn't talk about the torpedoes. The Marblehead has better, well, longer range torpedoes than the Omaha. You have 8.2 kilometer torpedoes, but the thing is, they are painfully slow. They do 49 knots, and at those speeds, you pretty much can't hit anything that's even slightly maneuvering. It's just impossible. And I rarely get torpedo hits. I got one in this game. I don't know how, but you pretty much can't use your torpedoes. On the other hand, the Murmansk has very usable torpedoes, 8 kilometer range, 50 knots, 55 knots, I think. So they are not that bad, but the Marblehead's torpedoes are pretty bad. And you can't have defensive AA as well. You have to use Hydro, which is alright. You barely need AA at these tiers, and you can pretty much dodge every CV drop with this ship, so it's alright. And you got a fighter plane to help you with the planes as well. The Marblehead doesn't. It has to use spotter, which is very awkward. I rarely use it. I just can't stand the camera angle change. But yeah, this game is pretty much won. We're just looking for the Nuremberg. He's on the southeast corner somewhere, but the CV needs to find him. He's one shot, so I'm pretty confident that I can kill him at this point. I got more HP than him, and his AP sucks. And he needs a good angle for his AP, so I'm pretty much safe against him. But as you can see, 21 fires with 205 shots. This thing is a fire monster, and I just love this ship, guys. It's amazing. It lost some range with the 0.5.3 patch, since they nerfed the AFD skill. But for its tier, it's still a very capable ship. Yeah, you can't dig it out at 15 kilometers anymore. You have to get closer to about 13 kilometers. But it's still alright ship. Range-wise, and you will get down tiered a lot, so you'll be playing on lower tier maps. So yeah, it's a very decent ship. If you're looking for a US ship to make money with, I would really recommend this ship. Um, but if you're looking for an overall better ship, then the Murmansk is slightly better. It's pretty much only lacks of one gun over the Marblehead. Um, but yeah, anyway, I got a monster hatch in this thing. 134,000 damage in an Omaha, which is pretty good. 7 kills, 3,400 XP, base XP, which is pretty alright. Yeah, the HE damage is just relentless. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, I'll see you guys next time.